Hi there, friends. How are we doing on conspiracy theories? Last time I checked, we were pretty low. That until a twisting realization managed to take a cake. In 2010, while at a convention, a blogger named Fiona Broom thought she clearly remembered Nelson Mandela having died in prison in 1980. Soon after, it turned out she wasn't the only one having a wrong memory. A lot of people seem to remember Nelson Mandela dying, seeing his funeral on TV, and people mourning his death. The unexplicable happens when it turns out that Mandela was still alive when this incident happened. As you may know, Nelson Mandela died in 2013. Since then, Fiona named this the Mandela Effect. After publishing her story, many people have recalled experiencing the Mandela Effect with different and shocking results, and they are still found to this day. For instance, one that really got me was in the Star Wars one. Everybody knows, or at least has heard of Star Wars. I'm a fan of the series since childhood, and seeing this was quite a shock. All Star Wars enthusiasts know the famous line of Darth Vader, "Luke, I am your father." Even parodies have been made using this line. The confusion comes in when it turns out that he never even said that. The original line is now, "No, I am your father." Now, I'm not gonna play the original scene for both copyright purposes and the fact that it's a lot more interesting when you discover this on your own. Also, how do you remember C-3PO from Star Wars? Do you remember him being completely gold? If yes, I'm afraid you're wrong. C-3PO now seems to have a silver leg. This actually brings up more questions than the other examples. First of all, if C-3PO did originally have a silver leg, why doesn't he have one in the LEGO Star Wars games or in the Pop Vinyl figure? Was it all the idea of the people that made the LEGO games and the figure to make C-3PO look better by making him fully golden? Or is there a twist in time? Another really weird example happens during We Are the Champions by Queen. A lot of people seem to remember the song ending with "We are the champions of the world," when in reality, it turns out that the "of the world" at the end of the song was removed, and it now ends with "We are the champions." A lot of people seem to be freaked out by this, since they all remember the song clearly ending with "of the world." I actually showed this to my dad because he is a die-hard Queen fan. Before showing him, I asked him how he remembers the song ending. He replied with "of the world." So, what does the Mandela Effect mean? Time travel, changes in history. The Mandela Effect believers imply that there is more than one universe, and we are constantly switching between them without us realizing it. Whenever we switch to a new universe, something in it changes. The idea is that it doesn't only change the small details from a movie or a song, it can actually bring someone back from the dead without anyone even knowing. It seems somehow that the effect gives people back the memories of what was changed, so that when they think about it, the thought pops into their head, this wasn't like before, was it? This effect is so twisting that after it changed a specific detail, it actually reversed back to its original position. Many of us probably know the Apollo 13 quote, "Houston, we have a problem." A few months back, news articles started publishing about people remembering the quote wrong. It is actually, "Houston, we've had a problem." You may think that a news article has caught up on the Mandela Effect, but that's not the case. If you search the quote right now or watch the original movie, it clearly says the original, "Houston, we have a problem." This one implies that after changing from "we have" to "we've had," universes have collided once more, and the original code is now back, with no proof that there has ever been a "we've had a problem." Truth is, we cannot prove the existence or the non-existence of this effect, because it is mainly based on memories, and that is not enough proof for anything. But we can at least try to make a possible theory on some of these examples. Let's take the Apollo 13 quote for example. The movie is based on real events. More specific, Apollo 13 was the 7-man mission in the American Apollo space program and the third intended to land on the moon. However, the moon landing was aborted due to the fact that an oxygen tank exploded, which caused Apollo 13 to return back. On April 14, 1970, astronauts Jim Lovell and Jack Swigert of the Apollo 13 reported the incident.
Houston, say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem.
The real quote was in fact, "Houston, we've had a problem." The Apollo 13 movie has changed the quote, and we have confirmation of that on the Apollo 13 wiki page. For example, the film changed the tense of Lovell's famous follow-up to Swigert original words from "Houston, we've had a problem" to "Houston, we have a problem." So, how do we explain the Mandela effect in this case? Well, many people remember seeing news articles about the movie quote being in fact, "Houston, we've had a problem." But what if it's the news article that they don't remember correctly? There are chances that the news article was showing how the movie code is different from the original words of the astronaut, and not that the movie code has changed. People call this a Mandela effect because they remembered a change in how they knew the code was, but in reality it remained the exact same. To make it more clear, the movie code has never changed. People thought it did because the movie changed the original quote and possibly a misleading article. Again, it's just an assumption, but is it as far-fetched as the universe flipping back and forth? Another example that has a possible explanation is the Queen "We Are the Champions" one. Again, everyone clearly remembers the song ending with "of the world" at the end. When listening to the song now, it just ends with "We are the champions." This again can be classified as a misunderstanding because of the following reason. In a live version of the song that was uploaded on YouTube 7 years ago, Freddie ends the song with "of the world." You can listen to it right now, it's still there. So, a possible theory could be that the original song never ended with "of the world." People just thought it did because Freddie chose to end it that way while performing live. Also, the first chorus of the song ends with "of the world", so it does make sense that people would be expecting another "of the world" after the final chorus, but it never happens, so it got classified as a Mandela effect instead of a simple misunderstanding. So, if the Mandela effect is real, it works in really questionable ways. Why would it change just one version of the song? I'm pretty convinced that a member of Queen would be able to clear this up. Other examples, such as the Bernstein Bears or Sex in the City, could also be simply classified as a mismemory. Mike Bernstein, whose father Stan created the series, confirmed that it has always been Stain and not Stein. Old comic books or press clippings with the name spelled Stein are nothing but typing errors. But why has this become so popular? False memory experts have explained that during our childhood, we are more likely to see names ending in Stein, such as Einstein. The explanation is different memories get mixed together and the brain perceives them as being true. As we grow up, we are more likely to think that Bernstein would sound more common. As for Sex in the City, my parents used to own the movie, but I was never interested in it. Whenever I would see the title, I would think that it's Sex in the City, but when I was looking to our movies to find a particular one, I stumbled upon it and it turned out to be Sex and the City. Keep in mind, this happened during my childhood. Looking back at it, it was easier for me to think of the movie as Sex in the City, as it made more sense to me. You don't have to be a Mandela Effect believer to be intrigued by the fact that we could be altering universes. Other examples, such as the Star Wars one or the Uncle Pennybags with a monocle, are still a mystery to me. If you think you found a logical explanation for one of the examples, you are awaited in the comments. Thank you so much for all the positive feedback I received from you so far. It's truly amazing to see so many people interested in my content. Thank you for watching, and we'll hear each other next time.